Hi here, Finns here. I'm back for another video, and today I am going to be talking about Eurovision again and talking about who I think will qualify from semi-final 2 of Eurovision 2024. Yes, I've seen all rehearsals of all 37 entries for Eurovision 2024, and yes, 16 countries will be competing. Of course, only 10 spots in the grand final on Saturday. And I have to also remind you that there also will be automatic qualifiers performing in the semi-finals, but they will not be competing with the rest of the other countries. But we will get to see a full 3-minute performance of all of our automatic qualifiers. So before I start the predicting side of these countries, see here, we have 3 countries that will be performing in the semi-final too, and they are France, Spain, and Italy. So let's talk about them briefly. We could give it an even playing field, talk about all the entries. France first. They're keeping it simple. Very brav-pravy person in the microphone singing the song. They've gone for all white, so it's not too dark, which is nice. And yes, Saman standing back from the microphone. You could put him in the Malmo car park and people would still hear him. Really. But he's got a very talented voice. I like they've gone for less is more this year. Because sometimes they can throw too much France. They sometimes not always get the staging right. But I think this year they have got the staging right. They didn't have to complicate it too much. They've kept it simple. And yes, I think France is on track to getting a good result this year, in my opinion. Maybe more jury votes than televotes, but I feel like, yeah, France is on their way to get a good result this year. Hmm. Spain. Well, yes, okay, I'll give Spain credit. I do like the opening that they've gone for. I like that we've got a performance that starts off in the box. I do like that. They've kind of gone creative with the opening through the keyhole S aspect, and then the cube moves up. They're really thinking outside of the box, Spain. But no, they've kept the 2 male dancers, which I'm a bit iffy about. I would have liked somebody um, Mary's age. Mary's the woman, Mark's the guy. So I'm now getting people's name right. I think a lot of people thought Neb Bossa was the actual female. I think it's just the name of the group. I would have liked somebody, but Mary's age, 2 women. Okay, we keep the 2 guys. They're doing great. So yeah, this is for the fans. I still think it will come 20 something on the leaderboard, and we've got to be mentally prepared for that. People, come on, like this ain't winning Eurovision. It will be a guilty pleasure. I can't see music experts ranking it high, but it'll be good fun in the grand final. And good luck, Spain. Italy. Angelina Mango. I like in the recap rehearsal clip they've showed the a cappella moment. That really shows the vocals. I like the dancers. They don't feel too out of place. I like the staging. They've gone to the music video with the braids thing. Oh, it's so good, and the pyro show as well. It's just that's so. And you remember Maneskin had that same pyro show. So is that a winning formula for Italy? No, it just looks really, really good. It really, really good. And Italy, don't underestimate the Italians because they could do some serious damage in that final. So yes, and who knows where they're going to place because they're the part of the producer's choice this year, which is a whole controversy in itself. But let's go back to this topic now of who will qualify from semi-final 2. And I've got also bear in mind, I am filming this before I've seen the results for semi-final 1, so you've got to bear that in mind this year. So yes, we have 16 countries, only 10 of them will make it. I have 6 countries down as confident qualifiers, where I think they are sure for. I can't speak. They're certainly going in. So the 6 countries I think we'll see on Saturday are Greece, Switzerland, Armenia, Israel, Norway, and Netherlands. Let's go through them quickly. Greece. I'm quite impressed with the rehearsal clips. I was a bit iffy at first with they were saying they were only going to do one camera shot. I was like, oh, is this trench show from the Netherlands in 2015? Why, I. But actually, they've done. I feel like they've done a good job with the rehearsal clip we've seen. They're putting the focus on Marina, and I think, yeah, I think they're keeping it Greek. It's got a good dance. I think Greece are going definitely through. Switzerland's definitely going through. I like they haven't overcomplicated Switzerland. They could have done lots of props, but really they've only kept Nemo on this kind of satellite dish that goes round and round. And then, so, and yes, we're wearing something from Monsters Inc. with the costume Nemo's wearing. It's very Pixar related. The costume is very Monster Inc. The name's Finding Nemo. I don't know what the satellite dish is. Probably borrowed that from Philander back in Montenegro in 2020. But anyway, but no, I think Switzerland's definitely going through. Armenia, definitely. That will the crowd will love that. I mean, I like we've got cockerels on the LED screen, and I think this is a party vibe. I know people said her energy is lacking a little bit in the rehearsals, but I think she's saving it. I think she'll go wild during the live shows. I hope so. Yeah, I think Lavanda and Jaco will go through for sure. Israel, I definitely think will go through. Eden's vocals are amazing. I mean, the contemporary dancing, you could argue you didn't really need, but actually, it's giving it the whole staging space and it's giving it more of an atmosphere. And they are using a ring, and I think they're using the ring more than a certain country we'll talk about a bit later. But no, I think people around Europe will connect to this, and I know, there's lots of hoo-ha around Israel nowadays, but I think this will go through. I think people will get emotional, and I think there will be enough people that will connect to it. And Eden's vocals alone, I mean, are amazing. So this girl definitely needs to be in the grand final on Saturday for sure. Norway going through. In my opinion, I think Norway should be a contender to win the semi-finals. I like they've elevated from the national selection. They didn't have an LED in the national final and Melodi Grand Prix. This time in Malmo, they have got an LED and they're really using it to great effects. And yes, it's still as epic as it is. Norway's definitely going through. Netherlands, yeah. So let's talk. No, no, Netherlands is very divisive this year. It's not one of my favourites. I'm not going to hold it, but it's closing the show. People won't forget about it. I still don't. The staging is like okay. Why we've got a big man dressed up as a bird with an EU flag? I mean, in the middle. I still don't understand like all these people. What's this Europar part? I mean, what's the bird? This man dressed up as a bird. Really? You think music experts are gonna really get behind this in the finals? Really? A man dressed as a bird with an EU flag in the middle? I'm like, I'm so over. I just don't get it personally. Personally, I don't get the whole facial expressions and the weird things. I do like they've kept that little sad moment at the end of the song. I think, I mean, takes the song from a high to a real low, but it is actually quite a good point to put at the end of the song, I guess, to remind people what this song is about and that. So yeah, I mean, Netherlands going through. They're going through. It's not one of my favourites, but yeah, it will still stand out nevertheless. So the countries I think won't make it to the finals from this semi-final. There's three. I think the three countries I'm definitely ruling out: Albania, Czechia, and Latvia from this semi. Albania, I still feel like they didn't give us a read. I wish they kept the original version because I would so more confident with Albania this year. But I just think this version is just lacking something still. I feel like they haven't really got Bez's styling right as well. I feel like they should have just kept the gold look from Festival Ikungus. Um, yes, yeah. I just think The dancing's okay. It gives the atmosphere, but I just feel like it's not good enough for the finals this year for Albania. However, I do think that there's still a chance Albania could be a top non-qualifier in their semi-final. The diaspora they've got, but I still don't think it will be enough to go through. Czechia also, I don't think the song is strong enough. I think the pop rock, people are less going in for that nowadays. I think they have got elevated with the staging. I do like they going for the multiple ICO looks. I'm not sure about the outfits though; they're a bit revealing, but yeah. And Latvia is. I feel bad saying that about Latvia because I want to give them a chance to make it to the finals again, but they could have done that last year with Sunlight. No, I think Don sings it very well. The styling's nice. But I still get a bit bored with Latvia, I've got to be honest. It still hasn't connected with me. And unlike Israel, that used their ring more effective, I don't see the point of Latvia having a ring on stage. Um, because he just probably sings from it and then he walks away. And it's just like it also blocks the LED in the background. Like there's some nice trees in that, and it gets blocked over by this ring. I mean, it's not a black kinetic sun from Turin, but it's a ring that I feel like doesn't need to be there. Long story short, Latvia in qualifying. Sorry, Dons. So yes, so I've got four spaces left. I've been backwards and forwards from this. Um, so yes, I think there are a few that I feel like I'm not confident they're going to qualify, but I feel like they are going to qualify. And I think Georgia needs to be in the finals this year. Georgia needs to qualify. Um, Nutsu is bringing it. She's bringing the fire quite literally. And she can dance, she can sing. I think she's one of the pop girlies people remember. I think Georgia has to go through. Even if they scrape in at 9th or 10th, they need to go through this year. So, yes. And I think another one, I think Austria will go through. I think Kaylin, I've been a bit iffy with her vocals in some of the rehearsal clips, but I've got to remember those are rehearsal clips. But I think people that want this rave from the 90s and that will love this song. I think if the vocals are on point in the semi-finals, that I think Kaylin will go through. There is a chance this could be a shot non-qualifier. Not being totally delusionally here, but I think Austria will go through. And the other ones I'm really interested about. I think Belgium will make it. I think Musty's a professional singer. I have to say, the second rehearsal clip did underwhelm me a bit. I wish they had a bigger climax for the staging a little bit. It starts up so promising with the microphones they've kept from the music video, but it does literally just run out of steam. It doesn't run out of smoke, but it runs out of steam a little bit with the staging. And I was like, oh no, Belgium, you're doing it with the staging awful. It's just, well, not awful, but it's like the staging for Belgium that, you know, don't work out. But I think Musti is a good enough singer. And to be fair, to be in this kind of female dominating year, there isn't a huge amount of male. There's about five or six, or maybe four, five male performances this year that do clarify as male um, this year. So I think I prefer it than Latvia. I think this gives me a bit more life. I think Belgium will get through. I don't think it's a confident qualifier, but I think Belgium will get through. And the 10th and the last one I think will go through. I think will be Estonia. I've been a bit iffy about the staging where they zoom out and it does look a bit empty and they're all in black and the background's a bit black, so they do fade into the black. But I think this song, you need a crowd, and I think the crowd will get behind this. Um, Even though it might not be for everybody's cup of tea, I think it will do enough to stand out, go through. So the three I think will miss out. I think Malta will miss out. Um, I've got to say, I'm very impressed by the Maltese staging. I think actually, when I saw the running order at first, I was like, oh, why have they put Malta on first? You know, but actually, Sarah's bringing a show, so I changed my view. Actually, Malta is a good opener after all. I think I would even dare say this is a better opener than Cyprus. But even though I really love the dancing, the staging, the choreo, the blindfolds, and all that jazz, I still think the song's not strong enough. I think Sarah is better than her own song. It's lacking a hook. It's lacking a catch, and I don't think it will come last in the semi-final. I think probably Czechia or Latvia will probably come last in the semi-final. Um, but I think Malta won't make it. Another one I haven't talked about, Denmark. Oh, I want Denmark to qualify. I think they have improved. I like the sandstorm kind of effect they've gone for this. It's less X Factor winner single, you know what I mean? Like it's all professional artists now with Saba. I like this. I do like this, and I think if Austria or maybe Belgium, or Estonia, doesn't connect with viewers or the performance, any of those performances aren't that good. I think Denmark's stealing their spot. I think Denmark could come 10th or they could come 11th. I think Denmark is near the border. Why am I doing all Donald Trump or something? But I think Denmark might just miss out, and it's a shame because a lot of Danes will go to not Copenhagen. A lot of Danes will go to Malmo for the first day night. So I really want Denmark to go through, and I really like the song Sand, but I just think it might miss out in 11th place. And the only one I haven't talked about is San Marino, and I do think San Marino won't make it. And the reason is I think there's a better rock song in Norway. I do think San Marino's improved. I do like the opening we're getting from San Marino, and the leasing is very good still. I still don't think the song is just strong enough. I think it's just still a bit messy structurally. It goes all over the place. It's just it's the song contest at the end of the day, and I just don't think San Marino's song is that strong enough. But I think they're gonna get points. They won't come last. They'll get 12 in Spain, something from Italy, and people that do like a rock will give San Marino some points. But I just don't think it'll be enough to make the top 10 out of the semi-final, unfortunately. But you never know. They could beat the shot qualifier. You never know. Stranger things have happened in semi-finals, that's for sure. So to recap, the 10 countries I think will qualify from semi-final 2 are Greece, Switzerland, Austria, Armenia, Georgia, Belgium, Estonia, Israel, Norway, and Netherlands. And the 6 countries I think will not make it will be Malta, Albania, Czechia, Denmark, Latvia, and San Marino. So basically, the 10 countries the bookies have down as qualifiers. I'm just copying that. But no, seriously, I think the bookies have got it right, really. They've kept the same 10 as qualifiers since really the beginnings when the bookies opened. Who's going to qualify in that? So, yeah, I think it will be the obvious 10, unless one of those performances that I've mentioned does not come up to crack. It doesn't come up as good as we thought it would be, and I feel Denmark could easily sneak in and take one of the spots because Denmark's always been constantly 11th with the bookies, so Denmark could steal somebody's spot. But overall, I just think Denmark's still missing out. But anyway, what do you think? Comment down below in the little comment section below. Like and subscribe to this channel, and I will be back for more content very soon. Until then, goodbye, people. Goodbye.